Are we?
Yeah, I think
Now
we're
we
live.
are.
Now we're live.
You know what? You take a week off. This is the kind of stuff that happens.
Well, not only that, but I upgraded my computer too. So like, it's like error. What are we?
Everything is a new world for you.
Well, I mean, for people who have watched our show before, look at all of this stuff behind us now. We've got a sweet new ride. We got a new background, which is pretty cool. I like that, mainly because I made it. So, gotta kind of go with the punches on that. So welcome, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the DMO's Tech Tuesday. We're going to be concentrating on websites and dive deep under the hood and see what's right and what's wrong with them. Today's lucky contestant, if anyone is familiar, I've been waiting so long to eat this damn thing. But we're going to Taco Bell, baby. We're going to the Bell. So we've I guess kind of looked at everything under the hood. Joe's got some interesting stuff that he wants to present. I know that mine in the background, I'm still playing catch up. So I'm going to be working in the back, but welcome. We hope you guys enjoy the show. And if you have any questions or comments, put them down below. We'll be able to see them on the screen and answer them live. So,
do I have any fire sauce on my face?
You do not have.
Because I spent all of 2 seconds not eating it, and then it's gone. So that happened. But I was strategic. Because I also got those Cinnabon things.
Oh, God.
So I'm going to get fatter doing this. So let me go ahead and
cheers to you.
Screen.
These are great.
What?
I love these breakfast crunch wraps. They're so perfect. I swear to God. They're so good. I'll regret it.
Tasty.
I'll regret it by the time we get off of this call.
Oh, yeah. I mean, your butt will be a drive-through.
No.
Let's just do this.
This is a little hard to see. Is there a way to put it on the other monitor?
I got a couple here. Let me see. Let me pop this guy down here. Let me send this across here. Oops, I don't want you seeing that.
No, it's okay. We got it all hidden. We're all good. We're all good. Don't do that to yourself.
Yeah, so I need to fix this sharing because it did not like me flipping over. Share screen.
Well, I can tell you that Taco Bell's on lockdown. They have an incredible system that they're running over there for sure. But I'll let you get into it.
Okay, well, so obviously Taco Bell has been around for a very long time. They're run by Yum Brands. They've got a lot of links, right? So when we started looking at this, we're like, well, what do we want to evaluate them for? I just want to show you real quick that they do have a lot of links. The first thing I tend to do is I like to pull up Market Brew to get a sense of what is the distributed equity across all the pages. As you can see here, the target distribution generally should be pushing towards a couple different pages that you really want to rank, and then everything else sort of supports that. That's the philosophy of Market Brew. In this particular case, the entire site is exceptionally flat, at least the part that it was able to crawl. There are crawling issues with Taco Bell, and we'll get to that. But the most important page it wants to show us is the COVID update. Probably not the best thing, and it has to do with the fact that every single page tries to launch pop-ups or tries to like, hey, just let you know we're safe. So that's all that's really going on with Taco Bell as it pertains to the link equity stuff. They go fairly deep, but at the same time, it could be bigger. This site could be a lot bigger. But the reason is they kill a lot of stuff. You run into a lot of these little pages. If you're looking for the fiery Doritos Locos Taco Supreme, you're going to get a 404 page. It's a cute little animation of the taco falling over and dying and then coming back to life. But I wanted to know, like, how often is this occurring? So I took a look at the broken links pages. They have almost 1,900 different broken backlinks. These are coming from stuff like Wikipedia and whatnot. Fast Company, very large sites.
It's interesting that it's not that much, though. You would think that an organization of that size would have thousands and thousands and thousands of them.
I think they're probably partially on top of it, but where they're not on top of it has to do with a couple different areas on locations. So if we go through on this location that was broken, it temporarily throws like an issue. It was like, hey, couldn't do it, it broke, and it redirects to a generalized locations index.
Ooh.
What they could do would be to take whatever location it is and do like a radius redirect, where you're saying, okay, anything we want to send it to the next 5 miles, or just do a custom lander for locations at 404 that take into account which location you're looking for and serve up the next 3 options that are the closest to you based on the radius. That'd be a real simple thing to do. The other thing that comes into play is their job listings. As jobs disappear, just sort of falls off the out of the SERPs. Sure, they could play with that. I'm less concerned about those, even though they have some decent domains that are pointing into it. The big thing is the menu items. So as they change their menu, and they do change their menu a decent amount, the main problem is to just drop it. Instead, it makes so much more sense to try to group together like-minded product items. And so as one is disappearing, just forward it on to the next one. You could even have an interstitial, like this menu is this item has been replaced. Check out this new item, and then show the new item. Yeah. The reason I would do that is because if you take a look at their anchoring, you try to figure out, like, what does Taco Bell really want to rank for? Does it really try to rank for burrito or taco or anything like that? It does not, and it does not do a good job with it. Instead, what we find, let's say outgoing, sorry about that. What we find is that most of the stuff is just, Taco Bell related, sure. But there is a decent amount of stuff where it's like free Doritos, Locos, Taco. Doritos, Locos, Taco. So if they were to kind of combine these missing items and channel it into the ones that are the newest that they're trying to get attention towards, they might end up ranking for some of those taco and burrito styled phrases to capture people. More importantly, though, they need some work on the local search side of things. I know you're going to talk about nationalization, so I'll skip that. But on the local search, most people that are going to Taco Bell, they're either craving Taco Bell or they just, I want something quick, I want something near me. And playing around with some SERPs, they don't really satisfy either of those use cases. They happen to rank based on distance decently well, but they're not doing a whole lot in terms of the citation game to really win here. Hire someone like Kyle Sanders and you're going to get the job done. The final issue that I was running into was I tried to pull up via Pingdom, via Search Insights, the speed tests. They're doing some IP whitelisting, I think, or there's something funky with their CDN, because we really were having difficulty crawling to try to find slow elements. The site loads fairly quickly, so there's probably not huge issues. And it's not like they're doing a ton of e-commerce, even though they do have a really cool e-commerce play that I wish I knew about in advance, where you can purchase the party packs and drive up and pick them up. But we can't really tell you specifically how big of an issue they're having, only that they're having issues. How about you, sir? As I take my first bite of one of these bad boys.
I know. I will.
Oh, wow.
Let's see. Where is my other Chrome tabs? Oh, no, it's on this one.
So I guess Cinnabon must be one of the other Yum brands.
Oh, yeah. All right. So, so interesting thing about Taco Bell. Here's all of their sitemap stuff. What's really interesting is that they have like the EN code in there, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. So they must have, internationalization, trying to figure out like where all of the links are. So I'm like going through the Taco Bell site, and I'll go to the homepage. Whatever, you got the regular stuff in here, blah 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 blah, and then like. The big sore thumb of internet is we always know what popular links stands for in the bottom navigation. So, I'm going in here and I'm like, okay, I don't see any like country stuff in here. There's, restaurants near me. Those all went to like enter your, your location or your zip code. So, and then I'm coming up here and I'm trying to, I couldn't find the other countries. And then I was like, okay, well, let's type in Taco Bell Costa Rica. And, they do have a Costa Rica site. It's right here, just like anything else. What's interesting, though, is it looks like they bought all the CCTLDs. So they're all on separate domains. But the weird thing is, and this is so strange, they're not connecting any of them. I can't find a single link on any of the Taco Bell sites that I looked at that goes back to the original and vice versa. So they're missing out on a ton of link popularity from the main domain.
Mhm.
Why they're doing that, I have no idea. So it is interesting. So, and then to speak to like the keyword thing, you know, I'm in search metrics right now. Actually, you know what's interesting? I could show you Systrix first. This is really scary. Well, for them. So, you know, Systrix obviously is a great tool to show SEO visibility over time. Goes back all the way to like 2010. And as you can see, that core update that we all loved and cherished back in May just creamed their crop. It dropped a significant amount. What's interesting, though, is I don't necessarily think that it's hurting them per se. Because I went and I looked at all of their keywords, and you know I have a filter on here right now. Let me take the filter off. They rank for 67,000 keywords. As you guessed it, most of it is some iteration of Taco Bell. So if I go and I filter that out and I take out all the quote unquote Bell keywords, we wind up with about 57,000 keywords, and you wind up with a whole bunch of this stuff, which I just think is really interesting. I'm not really sure why this is happening and why they have all these little periods in there. So that is kind of a confusing thing. But what I did see, though, is if you look at their organic position spread, they don't rank really well for anything. You know, they have their core, you know, branded keywords, but a majority of everything else is either on page 2 or page 2 plus. So it's really interesting that Taco Bell, I think, is just surviving off of the brand terms. I don't think that they're surviving off of like, you know, tacos near me or something of that nature. It doesn't seem that they're doing that. So, you know, it is pretty interesting. Here, let me get rid of Bell. You could probably add a ton more of these. So there's all those, but like tacos nearby, they're number 8. Like food open near me, they're number 7. They don't rank, and they're not optimizing very well for any of this stuff. So, you know, what's really interesting is if I'm working as the SEO over there, like, what am I doing? I'm having a hard time trying to figure out what it is I'm actually doing if I'm over at Taco Bell and I'm the SEO person. I mean, maybe I'm, you know, ensuring that there's no 302 redirects and that pages aren't dead, and that I'm basically doing like tech SEO house cleaning. But I'm definitely not like trying to do programs where we're ranking for Mexican keywords for Mexican food. Like, I don't get it. I don't really know. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, so like if you look for Mexican food near me, you know, a lot of those type of parameters, it doesn't show up anything related to Taco Bell. Now, granted, it's not really Mexican food; it's Mexican inspired. I think that's what they tried to rebrand as. If you do tacos near me, at least where I'm at, it shows up as the 3rd result, even though it's by far the closest to me. I found that kind of intriguing. Obviously, when you do that, you see a bunch of Yelp and TripAdvisor and whatnot. They don't seem to be very active trying to promote themselves there either. You know, why are they not, you know, trying to use those ranking services parasitically?
Yeah.
Why are they not trying to be pushing harder on Grubhub, which delivers Taco Bell? I found out this morning, but they're not really pushing it very hard. Like instead, when I was looking to maybe place an order, I'm like, oh, that's $4, and plus you got a tip and all that stuff, you know, versus a 2-minute drive. Grubhub was trying to upsell me. I'm like, why don't you get some burros? I'm like, oh, I like some burros. Is it free delivery? I'm like, fuck. So
yeah,
there's some issues where I think they're kind of ignoring the entire digital ecosystem. And so maybe you're correct. Maybe they exist and the site exists primarily for informational reasons and light e-commerce, but far from, you know, the purpose of it being sales.
Yeah, I mean, I find it really interesting. I mean, maybe they're like the Coca-Cola of fast food, right? Where it's just so big.
Technically, they're the Pepsi of fast food if you want to go there.
So true. So true.
As I drink my Diet Dew.
Yes. I forgot. They're a Pepsi product company. So yeah, I mean, maybe that's what it is. You know, they're just relying off of the fact that they've got thousands of locations internationally and nationally, and they just don't really care, or they don't have the program for it. Like it's Taco Bell. Like, you know who we are.
That's true too. I mean, you know, it's difficult to try to gauge what would their ROI be if they spent more time trying to work with the Yelps and TripAdvisors, for instance. Like, how much more sales do they get unless they're doing delivery? Because they would prefer you go to the drive-through.
You know what would be a really interesting thing? So obviously Taco Bell was around before the internet was around. And you know, we've got Taco Bell ingrained. I wonder, we should do this for next week, mainly because I like eating the food in the morning thing. This is pretty sweet. But maybe we should try a different food chain, like, and I'm not saying for breakfast, but like a Jimmy John's or something that's somewhat new, and see if the strategy is different. Because I would almost bet you that not struggling, but a popular but newer brand of food chain restaurants would be more inclined to do a strong SEO program so that they could capture the traffic, unlike Taco Bell. Now, I love Taco Bell. I think Taco Bell is amazing for multiple reasons, but it is strange that you would take this kind of attitude. And I've seen this a lot with like companies that have been in in business for a long time. They get complacent, right? Like I don't want to say Sears, but I guess Jackie isn't working there anymore. So so like a Sears, like or a Blockbuster, right? They're just like, oh, we're the king of the hill and we're the best. And then all of a sudden, like, everything shifts and they're not ready or prepared. Taco Bell, in my opinion, is in that same basket. Now, I don't think that, well, maybe times are going to shift and people's perceptions of Taco Bell or fast food chains, no matter what, are going to be like, oh, that's not healthy food. We're more healthy. We don't want to eat it. And then Taco Bell is going to be, clipped by another fast food restaurant chain that focuses on more healthy meals. Could be. And then you end up in the same situation.
Pulled up like new chains poised to explode in 2020. So True Food Kitchen is one. You heard of them?
So True Food is a Fox Restaurant Concepts restaurant. He owns, I think, about 30 or 40 restaurants, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe more.
I used to like Sauce, I think, or one of those.
Yeah. He owns quite a few. The Arrogant Butcher, which is down in downtown Phoenix, all of those. Or actually, there's one over by my house, too. It's a, I can't remember what the name is.
But True Food Kitchen definitely did not exist before the internet.
No, it is fairly new. Actually, that might be. I don't think we could get food from them in the morning, though. Oh yeah, we could.
I can't eat next Tuesday anyways. Doesn't matter.
They do smoothies. I forgot, and juices. So yeah, we could do that. So yeah, maybe let's pick a restaurant, and maybe not for next Tuesday because you're not eating. But
the following Tuesday, fine.
But yes, perhaps, and continue this. I think that it would be interesting. Also, too, if anyone's listening, I'm going to be scheduling another kind of nourishing greatness lunch thing with Scott Stouffer from Market Brew.
Oh, when's that going to be?
I don't know. I got to go onto his calendar, but we're definitely going to be doing the second installment where we're diving deeper into Market Brew and trying to figure out, how we can leverage the tool. Perhaps
you're going to need me on that one because I actually use it.
Actually, you know what's really smart? I'll tell you what we should do. Not next Tuesday, but the Tuesday after that. Let's have Scott with Market Brew investigate a restaurant chain with us. And he can join in. That'll be fun. So that's what I got for Taco Bell. One other thing, I guess, before we kind of sign off is I also looked at their site bulb report. Let me see if I can share that. Share my screen. Where is site bulb? So, ran it through. Again, I think I'm having the same problem that you were having. This found basically 2,700 pages and I was running Screaming Frog, and it was finding over 10,000 pages just on the TacoBell.com site. So there's definitely something that's either throttling this back or preventing it from crawling. So
you know what it is? Their team is using Screaming Frog, therefore it's allowed. But
I
they
bet you.
haven't even heard of Sitebulb yet.
Yeah. We should go find out who's running that over there. They'd be like, "What are you guys?"
And tell them to start using Sitebulb. I like that idea.
No, tell them to start sending 50% off taco coupons.
Just
It's Taco Tuesday.
That's what they need. They need the Taco Bell subscription service.
That would be great. So, I was going through here. I was looking at the hints that Sitebulb was getting. There's not a lot. It's a pretty clean site. There's, what was it, like 50 or 60 problems. But the reality is it's like one page here, 200 pages there. It's very, very minimal. And they're kind of like chintzy things like your H1's too short or something like that. I don't even look at that. It's not even a big deal. So it is interesting that they are so clean, but I would almost beg to say that the reason they're so clean is because they're not pushing out hardcore campaigns to rank for keywords. So it's a real interesting shift on SEO. So that's what we got for today. Joe, you got anything else about Taco Bell?
If Taco Bell would like to sponsor the show and with country up to, I think we take it.
Yeah, you don't even have to give us cash. We just want the crunch wraps.
I'll wear the t-shirt and taco sauce on my shirt.
I'll hang a Taco Bell thing behind me. That's fine too.
Actually, that bell would look great on your wall.
It would look like a nice glowing one too.
Yeah,
perfect.
Exactly what I'm thinking.
All right. Well, thank you everyone again for joining us for I think a short Tech Tuesday. I think it's fine. We'll go dive into depths a little bit deeper, I guess, next week. We'll pick another website. If you have any websites that you'd like us to look at, contact us. Our Twitter accounts are listed below. I'll even remove the banner so that you can see them. But reach out to one of us. And if you have a website that you want us to look at, we're more than happy to take a look at it. Until then, we will see you guys later and have a great week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.